Well, leaving aside the fact that these winders are there, the trouble is that you've got to get them dealt with, these petitioning creditors. You're not going to be able to get appointed otherwise. The difficulty is that we're going to have to persuade them to either not go ahead, or if they have served their petition already, to withdraw it. But the difficulty with HMRC is they're very good at starting these things, but are not entirely convinced that they know how to stop them themselves. Now, the other thing with HMRC, Phil, is that they're going to want their costs paid, and I think you may as well just offer up front that they'll come out of the administration expenses. Now, the other problem with them is if these directors have upset HMRC, or indeed HMRC have voted down a CVA proposal, they're going to be very difficult to persuade. And if that's the position we're in, I'm afraid you're going to have to think about going to court and get an administration order.
A court application? Well, you don't mean one of those old-style admin petitions with £5 of barrister's fees, do you?
Well, I mean, if there's a qualifying floating charge holder out there, perhaps we can persuade them to appoint under their debenture.
No, there's no mileage in that. This is Barclays we're talking about.
Well, let's just go back to the possibility of a court application then, because if that's the case, we're going to have to make it in London.
Nah, bugger that for a game of soldiers, mate. I mean, if we can't make it in the county court, then I'll just drop it into CVL instead.
Well, you say that, Phil, but even that wouldn't necessarily preserve the sale. Look, just park for the moment whether actually you have to make an application to the county court as opposed to the high court. Let's just deal with the CVL. The petition creditors are still within their rights to proceed, even if you've got yourself appointed under a voluntary winding up resolution. Now, I know it sounds odd, but we could finish up with a situation where you're in there as liquidator, put in there by the directors, and I've known the court to actually make winding up orders on the strength of the petition. Now, that is going to be a very difficult situation. Now, you're looking like that, but the trouble is sometimes the court will take the view that you've been too close to the directors, you've known them for too long, or they just feel there's got to be an element of independence here. Now, if there's going to be a winding up order that we've got to get over, you won't be able to sell because the sale will be invalidated. So what we've got to do is try and find a way around this, because if you're not careful, you're going to finish up doing an awful lot of work, Phil, and you're not going to get paid for it.
No, we can't have that, can we? I mean, I get it. You don't like the idea of the CVL, so...
No, I don't, Phil. I think on this occasion, look, what you've got to do, have a word with your staff, ask them to get on immediately with these petitioning creditors, try and see if we can persuade them to withdraw. If one of them's gone and filed the petition, will they please withdraw it? But we've got to do that. If we can get to that situation, we've got the petitioning creditors under control, you're back where you started.
Nice one.